If you're over 60 and doing the habits I'm about to reveal, you could be cutting 10, 15, even 20 years off your life without realizing it. The shocking truth is that 73% of people who die before 85 share the exact same daily mistakes. Most doctors won't warn you about this because they assume it's just normal aging. But here's the secret. The healthiest people in their 90s, the ones who remain independent, active, and mentally sharp, avoided these very mistakes. Today, I'm revealing 3 deadly habits that are silently stealing years from your life, plus practical, evidence-based changes you can make today to protect your health and longevity. This isn't about genetics or luck. It's about the choices you're making right now. Make sure to like, subscribe to Golden Aging Health, and tap the bell icon. You won't want to miss these science-backed strategies that help seniors stay safe, strong, and independent. Now, I'll reveal the first deadly mistake that most people over 60 overlook, and it's easier to fix than you think.
Deadly mistake number 1 is oversitting. Spending most of your day sitting, whether on the couch, at a desk, or in a recliner, can drastically increase your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and early death, even if you exercise occasionally. Let me share a more detailed real-life example. One of my neighbors, a retired school teacher in her late 60s, spent most of her days reading, watching TV, or sitting at the dining table working on her hobbies. She genuinely believed that her short walks around the block once or twice a week were enough to stay healthy. At first, she felt fine, but over the course of a few years, subtle changes began creeping in. Her clothes started feeling tighter around the waist. She noticed her energy dipping by mid-morning, and afternoon fatigue became a daily routine. Simple tasks like climbing stairs or carrying groceries started leaving her breathless. During her annual checkup, her doctor pointed out that her blood sugar levels were creeping up. Her cholesterol was higher than ideal, and she had gained a significant amount of abdominal fat, a dangerous type of fat that increases the risk of heart disease. The doctor explained that prolonged sitting slows metabolism, reduces circulation, and weakens muscles, all of which can lead to chronic illnesses even if she exercised sporadically. He warned her that sitting for hours at a time could be as harmful as smoking, a statement that really startled her. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, she committed to a complete lifestyle adjustment. She started by setting a timer to remind her to stand up and stretch every 30 to 45 minutes, even if it was just walking to the kitchen or doing gentle leg lifts while watching TV. She added short morning and evening walks, gradually increasing her pace and distance. She incorporated chair-based exercises such as seated marches, torso twists, and ankle rotations while watching TV. Over several months, the changes were remarkable. Her energy returned, she could walk longer distances without fatigue, her blood sugar stabilized, and her cardiovascular risk factors improved significantly. She even noticed that her mood lifted and she felt more engaged with daily activities, proving that movement doesn't just help the body, it helps the mind. Sitting for more than 7 to 8 hours a day is associated with a 50% higher risk of early death, according to the National Institute on Aging. Prolonged sedentary behavior slows circulation, weakens muscles, and impairs insulin sensitivity, which increases the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and obesity. Harvard Health reports that even with daily exercise, sitting for extended periods still increases mortality risk if movement throughout the day is neglected. Signs you may be at risk: stiff hips, lower back, or knees after sitting for long periods, poor posture and slouched shoulders, swelling in the ankles or feet, fatigue or brain fog in the afternoon. Prevention and practical steps: break up sitting every 30 to 45 minutes by standing, walking, or stretching for at least 2 to 3 minutes. Set phone reminders if needed. Incorporate light movement throughout the day, such as walking while talking on the phone or doing gentle chores around the house. Practice simple chair exercises, such as leg lifts, seated marches, or torso twists to maintain flexibility and circulation. Use a standing desk or elevated table for reading, hobbies, or computer work whenever possible. Track your daily steps with a wearable device or smartphone. Aim for at least 5,000 to 7,000 steps daily, adjusting based on mobility and fitness level. Next, I'll reveal one surprising habit that doubles the negative effects of oversitting, and it's something most seniors do without realizing.
Deadly mistake number 2. Poor sleep habits. Sleep is often underestimated, especially as we age. Many seniors think tossing and turning or sleeping less than 7 hours is just part of getting older, but science tells a very different story. Poor sleep isn't just about feeling groggy the next day. It can quietly shorten your lifespan and increase the risk of serious health problems. Research from the National Institute on Aging, NIA, confirms that adults over 60 who consistently get fewer than 7 hours of sleep per night have higher risks of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and cognitive decline. Harvard Health also emphasizes that poor sleep accelerates the release of stress hormones like cortisol, which can increase inflammation, weaken the immune system, and even raise the risk of early death. The problem isn't only insufficient sleep. Irregular sleep schedules, frequent nighttime awakenings, and poor sleep quality all matter. Even seemingly harmless habits like watching TV in bed, drinking caffeine late in the day, or napping too long in the afternoon can interfere with your body's natural circadian rhythm. Over years, this disruption can accumulate, silently impacting your longevity. So, what can seniors do to protect themselves? Start with sleep hygiene. Stick to a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every day, even on weekends. Your body's internal clock thrives on routine. Create a sleep-friendly environment. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Consider blackout curtains, a white noise machine, or even earplugs if needed. Limit stimulants and heavy meals close to bedtime. Avoid caffeine or alcohol in the evening. They can fragment sleep. Incorporate gentle evening rituals like light stretching, reading, or listening to calming music. Avoid bright screens from phones or TVs for at least 30 minutes before bed. Track your sleep. Simple tools like sleep diaries or wearable trackers can help identify patterns and problems early. For those with persistent issues, consulting a doctor is critical. Sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or insomnia may require medical intervention. Treatments can be simple, like using a CPAP machine for apnea, or more comprehensive, including lifestyle changes and targeted therapies. I'd love to hear from you. Do you struggle to get consistent sleep, or have you found strategies that help you rest better? Share your experience in the comments. Your tips could help others in our community. Deadly mistake number 3. Social isolation. I met Margaret, a 70-year-old retired woman from Chicago. Margaret had always been full of energy. She loved gardening, hosting family dinners, and attending book club meetings. But after her husband died a few years ago, she gradually withdrew from social activities. At first, this seemed harmless. She enjoyed quiet mornings with a cup of tea and her favorite novels. Over time, however, Margaret noticed subtle changes. She felt more tired, her mood was lower than usual, and she sometimes had trouble concentrating when reading. Even small tasks, like going to the grocery store or calling a friend, became burdensome. During a routine physical exam, Margaret's doctor noticed slightly elevated blood pressure and signs of mild inflammation.
He gently asked, "How often are you connecting with friends or family these days?" Margaret hesitated before admitting that she rarely left the house and had little contact with other people. Her doctor explained that social isolation was not only an emotional issue, but also had a direct impact on physical health, increasing the risk of heart disease, stroke, depression, and cognitive decline. National Institute on Aging 2023. Margaret realized she had underestimated the importance of human connection. Her doctor suggested some simple but effective changes. He encouraged her to schedule intentional social interactions, explaining that even short weekly phone calls or video chats could significantly reduce feelings of loneliness. He also encouraged her to get involved in community activities, such as senior centers, hobby clubs, or local volunteer programs, which could provide a sense of purpose and regular interaction with people. Finally, he recommends using technology to bridge the gap, including video calls, online discussion groups, or messaging apps to maintain relationships even when mobility is limited. By incorporating these habits into her daily life, Margaret can gradually rebuild her social network and support both her mental and physical health. Margaret decided to take action. She started a weekly gardening club, joined a local reading group, and made time each morning to call her daughter and close friends. She also signed up for a volunteer program that helps high school students read. Within a few months, she noticed significant changes. Her energy levels increased. She felt more motivated to cook healthy meals, and her anxiety and depression began to subside. At her next checkup, her doctor noted improvements in her blood pressure and inflammatory markers, and noted that re-engaging with her community had significant health benefits. Studies show that socially isolated older adults have a 29% higher risk of heart disease, a 32% higher risk of stroke, and a 50% higher risk of dementia. According to Harvard Health, social connection helps regulate stress hormones, boosts immune function, and even aids cognitive resilience. Practical tips for older adults to combat social isolation. Set weekly connection goals. Aim for 3 to 4 meaningful interactions per week, whether in person or by phone or video. Join a local group. Clubs, classes, or volunteer programs provide purpose and regular social interaction. Incorporate technology. Video calls or online forums can help maintain relationships, especially if mobility is limited. Incorporate social activities into your routine. Walking with friends, taking dance classes, or gardening together can improve both physical and mental health. Monitor your mood. Keep a simple diary to notice changes and discuss them with your doctor if necessary. Social interaction is not just a nice-to-have after 60, it is an important factor in longevity and happiness.
Let's quickly recap the 3 deadly habits that could be stealing years from your life and the simple changes that can help you thrive. Oversitting, poor sleep habits, social isolation. By making small, sustainable changes in these 3 areas, movement, nutrition, and connection, you can add years of quality life without complicated treatments. Longevity isn't about luck or genetics. It's about the choices you make every day. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more practical senior health strategies. Share this video with someone you care about. These simple actions could literally save lives. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.